So let's just be raw for a real quick minute. Your house might feel a little chaotic. You've got clutter all over the place, on the counters, on the surfaces, on the floors. You don't really have any kind of organizational system put in place. And yet you look around and you have no idea where to begin. You want to get ahead of the mess. You want to create some sort of organization so that your house feels a little more put together, and you just don't know where to start. The laundry's piled so high on the couch. There's toys everywhere. Every room feels like it needs a complete reset. But the thought of organizing everything might feel incredibly exhausting, overwhelming, paralyzing, overstimulating. You get the gist of it. Here's what I want to tell you. You do not need to organize your whole entire house in one sitting or even one weekend. You just need the right place to start. You need to be prioritizing the right things. So it's all about simple steps in the right direction. So in this episode, I'm going to show you that one room that's going to shift the atmosphere of your home. And it's not about getting it done perfectly the first time or getting it done perfect ever. It's about getting that momentum going. And just getting going is going to give you the motivation to keep going from there. And that's where it starts. So let's jump in. Welcome to the Modern Homemaker Mom podcast. I'm your host, Janae Schmidt. If you found yourself here, it means that you're ready to break free from overwhelm, create a peaceful, well-run home, and finally live with more structure, margin, and stability. Here you'll find practical rhythms, real-life systems, and faith-filled encouragement you need to simplify your home and reclaim your time so that you can show up fully for the life God is calling you to. Let's get started. So Proverbs 31:27 says, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." Now that does not mean that she does everything perfectly like I mentioned in the intro. It means that she was intentional with the tasks that she was working on. She starts with what matters most. So if you've been spinning in circles trying to organize your home and yet you still feel stuck, maybe you haven't started in the place that mattered the most, that was going to make the biggest difference and was going to start moving the needle in the right direction. So if you came to my house and we sat down, we were having coffee together, you can pretend we're doing that right now as you're listening to me. And you said to me, "Janae, I want to get my home organized, but I have no idea where to start because it just all feels chaotic just looking at it. I don't even know where to begin." I would tell you that you need to be starting in your kitchen because the kitchen sets the entire tone for your entire home. Think about it. Right now, what is the first thing you see when you walk into your kitchen in the morning? Maybe just think about it in your head. I'll give you some examples. Maybe you have dirty dishes from last night piled up in the sink. Maybe your counters are full of mail. Maybe there's toys on the floor, crumbs on the counter, dirty spills all over the counter. Maybe you've gone to make a coffee, but you cannot find a clean spoon because you haven't unloaded the dishwasher from yesterday, or maybe you haven't cleaned or washed the dishes for a couple days. When your kitchen is in this state, it's not just messy, it's incredibly mentally draining. Think about it. The kitchen is the most trafficked room in your home. There's constantly people going through the house. You're always making meals for your family, snack times, cleaning routines, lunch prep, grabbing your water bottle on the way out the door. Like, you're constantly flowing through your kitchen. Your kids are going through your kitchen. Your spouse is going through your kitchen. And when the kitchen feels chaotic, everything else feels chaotic. Even if the rest of your home is somewhat in order, when the kitchen is off, when it's not put together, it often will affect how you feel about your entire space. You might go ahead and clean the living room. I do this all the time. My living room might be clean top to bottom, looks great. But if there's sticky counters, maybe the garbage bin is full, there's dishes in the sink, it just makes the rest of my house feel messy too. So this is why this is the room that we start with, because when the kitchen works, when it's functioning, when you've simplified things, it's set up to serve you, and it becomes this ripple effect, this domino effect for the rest of your home. Think about it this way. The kitchen pretty well anchors most of your daily rhythms. It's the starting point for a lot of the rhythms that we do in our day. Morning coffee, you're making breakfast for your family, you're packing lunches, you're preparing snacks, you're meal planning, meal prepping, getting supper put on the table, and then maybe at the end of the day, you're winding down with a tea or making popcorn to enjoy with a family movie night. If this space is disorganized, each of those small moments becomes a source of friction. You waste time looking for things. You feel rushed and scattered, and worst of all, you're starting your day already feeling behind, and that is not how it should be. I'm here to tell you that's not how it should be. I do not want you feeling overwhelmed just because you cannot find the oatmeal in the kitchen or you cannot clear space on your counter to put together supper for your family. But when the kitchen is set up in an intentional way and we make time and we prioritize getting it decluttered and then setting up our organizational systems, this is what it could look like. It could be you coming in the kitchen in the morning, you're starting breakfast, your essential things like the cutlery, the frying pans, they're exactly where you need them to be and you know exactly where to find them when you need to use them. You have breathing room on the counters. I don't know about you, but when I go to make a meal, when I go to bake something, I like to have free counter space. So you have free counter space. The tools that you use every single day are easy to reach. It doesn't necessarily look like this Pinterest perfect kitchen that you see on Pinterest, but it feels peaceful to you and it's working for you. And that's the goal. It's not about getting it to this place of perfection. It's about setting up your rhythms around your cleaning and your decluttering, your organizing, and just how you go through your kitchen, how you go through your home in a day in a way that's tailored specifically to you and your home's specific needs. It's not about doing what your neighbor down the street's doing because that might not work for you. You might have a completely different lifestyle. You might have younger children or older children or whatever. So you need to create something that's not having this rigid structure, but rhythms put in place that support you. I love the word rhythm because it just sounds like something that flows naturally. And that's how things should feel in your home. You should feel like you can flow through your home, like your rhythms and your routines and whatever, as you go through the day, they just flow with your life. It's not rigid. It's not super structured. Yes, we have structure because structure is important, but it's a flexible kind of a structure. And when you get it set up to that point, it gives you so much more flexibility and so much more freedom to show up for the things that you want. And yet this is where so many women get stuck. You know that the kitchen matters, that it's important to have an orderly home, but you're trying to do it all at once with no clear strategy put in place. That's why you burn out before you can even finish organizing your pantry. But what if your kitchen could serve you instead of stressing you out? Let's be honest. Most days, your kitchen feels more like a battleground than a blessing. Maybe that's how it feels like right now. You want to cook the supper, but the counters are full and you're already exhausted. You try to stay on top of the dishes, but there's no rhythm to do it, just this endless amount of plates and cups and mess just constantly being thrown into the sink. You think that you'll get around to organizing. Oh yeah, someday I'll get to organizing. Oh, I'll organize that cupboard next week. But by the time that you get the baby down for a nap and the laundry's folded, you're just done. You're like, okay, I don't have energy for this. But what if your kitchen actually helped you with all this? What if it supported your routines instead of stealing from them? How would you feel if you could prep your breakfast with ease because everything had a home in your kitchen? What if your kids could help you more often because they knew where things went and they could help you keep those organizational systems that you have set up in the way that you want them to be? And what if cleaning up after supper time only took you 15 to 30 minutes instead of turning into this full-blown evening event of chores that left you feel entirely drained for the evening and you just want to escape from it all? Right now, your kitchen is likely costing you the time, the energy, and the peace that you want. But when you create that intentional order in your kitchen, in your home, it becomes a foundation, not this frustration that you're dealing with every single day. You move confidently through your day. You spend less time searching and more time connecting with your kids, connecting with your spouse, even connecting with yourself, with the Lord. You're able to start and end your day in a space that reflects this calm, life-giving, peaceful home instead of the chaos. And no, it's not always going to be clean. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, the kitchen gets the most traffic because we're constantly going through it. And I mean, the kitchen is where we make and prepare these loving, nurturing meals for our families. So yes, the dishes are going to still pile up at times. But the difference here is now you'll have a system. You'll have a routine, a rhythm. Remember, I like the word rhythm. You'll have a rhythm in place and you'll know what to do next. You'll know where to start. And you won't feel like you're drowning every single time that you walk into the kitchen. When your kitchen is simplified, remember, I love the word simplified. When it's simplified and functional, you feel calmer. You feel more present. You feel like you are now embracing that homemaker that you were meant to be, not just the one that's trying to survive another day. This is the kind of transformation we build inside the Modern Homemaker Method. And once you feel that kind of transformation in your kitchen, because we're starting in the kitchen, remember, you'll want that kind of peace in every single room of your home. And remember, you do not need to organize everything all at once. You just need a clear, repeatable strategy. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, I know the kitchen matters, but I still feel totally stuck on where to begin. And that's why so many mothers, so many women give up before they even start. They try to tackle the entire kitchen, or worse, this is the worst thing you can do, is try to tackle your entire house without having an actual plan put in place. It becomes this all or nothing cycle. Maybe you're a perfectionist, I'm a perfectionist, where you start strong, but then you burn out fast and you end up exactly right back where you began. But what if you didn't have to tackle it all at once? What if it could just start with one drawer and you could actually feel good about that? That's the heart behind my course, Modern Homemaker Method. It's not about this one-size-fits-all checklist or a rigid room-by-room system. It's about giving you this roadmap, this method that you can rinse and repeat throughout your entire home, no matter what part of your home needs attention right now. Whether that's your spice drawer, maybe it's your junk drawer in the kitchen. We all have a junk drawer. Your entire kitchen, because maybe you have some systems put in place, but you just feel like you need a good reset. So maybe your entire kitchen just needs a little revamp, or even your bathroom cabinet, fill in the blanks for whatever that looks like for you. You choose the focus, you set the pace, and my course gives you the framework so that you're not guessing anymore. Inside, I teach you how to identify what area of your home you need to focus on first based on where you'll get the biggest return. We're going to break the space down into these bite-sized wins. Remember, we're simplifying things. Then we clear the clutter, and we're putting systems in place that stick, so they're going to last. We build the momentum. Remember, we're building momentum so that it becomes more manageable and it spreads through the rest of your home. Because the true transformation does not come from organizing one room. It comes from learning a method that you can carry with you one space at a time, peacefully and prayerfully. Now, enrollment for the Modern Homemaker Method course is currently closed. Cart is closed, but it's for a good reason, I can assure you, because I'm in the middle of updating the course with 2 brand new modules that go even deeper into the exact rhythms and systems that have completely transformed my own home life. And I can promise you they are not surface level tweaks. These are the frameworks that have made the biggest difference for me personally, and I know that it's going to be that secret sauce that many of you have been searching for. The newly updated course will be relaunching in fall 2025, and trust me, it's going to be better than it ever was. If you want early access, behind the scenes updates, and exclusive bonuses for just being inside, make sure you're on my VIP waitlist that I have created for you. You can join the list at janaeschmid.com/waitlist, janaeschmid.com/waitlist, or tap the link in the show notes below this episode. Let's quickly recap what we talked about today. The kitchen sets the tone of your entire home. When it feels chaotic, the rest of your house often follows, at least in my experience anyways. This is the heart of where your daily rhythms begin. From breakfast all the way up until bedtime, this is a space that is always being used by your family. You do not need to overhaul everything at once. You just need to simplify things and start with what matters most, and then you build the momentum from there. When your kitchen is organized with this intention, and you're not just trying to do one thing here and the next thing there, it stops stealing your peace and it starts supporting your purpose behind homemaking, the whole reason that we're here. And the transformation is not just this visual transformation. I think this is really important. A really important part to keep in mind is it's an emotional, it's this spiritual and practical transformation. It's about stewarding the homes that God's given us. It's not about being perfect. Peace in your home doesn't start with doing more. It starts with choosing to focus on what matters most. I like to say this all the time. When we simplify things, it gives us more freedom. So here's something I want you to walk away from today. I want you to sit on this, ponder on this, pray about this. What is one small area in your kitchen that's causing unnecessary stress? One area. And what would it feel like to bring order to just that one space? What would it feel like for you if your kitchen felt like it was put together, like it was life-giving, like it didn't feel like this place that just drained you, but instead you walked into your kitchen and you loved being in your kitchen? Friend, if this episode gave you more clarity and it made you think to yourself, yes, this is exactly where I need to be starting, I want you to know that you are not alone in this, because there are so many mothers, so many women out there craving the peace, but they just do not know where to begin. So if this helped you, I want to ask you to do 2 quick things before you hop off. First of all, I would love it if you could share this episode with a friend who may be also feeling incredibly overwhelmed at home. You never know how much this episode, this content we talked about today could bless her as well. And honestly, my podcast in general, I have so many free episodes for you to listen to, so much amazing resources and teachings that you can learn from and you can share with your friends and help other homemakers with this journey as well. And the second thing I want you to do is follow this show so that you never miss an episode. I'm here every week on Tuesday with encouragement, strategy, biblical truth to help you build that peaceful, Christ-centered home, one step at a time, keeping it as simple as we can all along the way. Did something in today's episode encourage you? If it did, would you take a minute to hit subscribe and leave a quick review? It's such a simple way to support this show and help other homemakers find this encouragement as well. And if you're looking for even more support in your homemaking journey, come join our free Facebook group. Just head over to bit.ly/homeroutines. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you in the next episode.